So this dude pulled a switcheroo on me. What's going on, guys? So you saw the title. Here in this box is a 60GB PS3. And if you're not familiar, the 60GB PS3 is one of the original PS3s that came out in 2006. And it's supposed to be backwards compatible with PS1 and PS2 games, which is why it's really hard to find these nowadays. At least it's hard to find these consoles in good condition. And I was just searching eBay a few days ago and I found this one right here for like $51. So I figured, why not? I'll try it out. It might have some issues, it might be scratched up, we'll see. The pictures online weren't that great. And yeah, like I said, the big appeal to this console is it being backwards compatible. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what's inside. So like I said, came from eBay, $51, 60GB. It's the original PS3 and it's supposed to be backwards compatible. But we are going to see. I think it's only the console. I don't think it came with a HDMI cord or power cord or a controller or anything like that. So I'm probably gonna have to use my own. So if you're not familiar, the 60GB console had some issues in the past. I know it had a lot of overheating issues, so it can be hard to find a good one. So I'm really hoping this one works well. So it's wrapped up pretty good. Might just have to take this whole thing out. Alright, so here we go, guys. It was upside down. I'm impressed with the wrapping. Wrapped pretty good. Not gonna get smashed up. So it did come with a power cord, fortunately, which is nice. And here is the console, guys. So get all this out of the way. Alright, so I went ahead and took my camera off my camera stand so I can get a better look at this thing. And as you can see, this thing is super glossy. This is how all the original PS3s were, very glossy. And it also has a bunch of scratches. As you can tell, this one is a giant, I don't even know what you call that. I guess it's a scuff. Doesn't seem to be, it seems to be like surface level. And then there's a ton of other just random scratches all over it. So it's not in great condition, but that's kind of what I expected. And as you can see here, we've got our eject button, our power button, the disc slot. We got this little thing right here. I think on some consoles you got a USB port in here, but this one does not open up. So I guess not on this one. So down here we got two USB ports and some additional ventilation, I guess. And then if we take a look at the side, there's a bunch of ventilation as well. Got a random piece of tape here, not sure why. So on the back here, we got a few different ports. Got our HDMI port, got our LAN port, got another port right here in case you want to hook it up without HDMI. And then over here, obviously, you got your power output and your power switch. And on this last side here is where it gets a little bit interesting, as I just found out. Basically, there's no faceplate over the hard drive. Usually, as you can kind of tell, there's supposed to be a little plate that clips into place there and covers this up. But as you can see, the hard drive is exposed. But for aesthetic purposes, that is kind of annoying. And probably the biggest thing here, as you can tell, this is not the original warranty sticker. I actually used to do some repairs on PS3s, and the biggest thing to look for was if this warranty sticker was here, the original warranty sticker. Because if the original warranty sticker is there, then it means there's a good chance it hasn't been opened up before. But since this one is in some kind of third-party warranty sticker, somebody probably opened this up and did something to it, maybe fixed it or broke it, I don't know. But let's go ahead and let's plug this thing in and see if it works. Alright guys, so I got my PS3 plugged in now, and I'm just going to be doing a few simple tests. So to start with, let me just show you the back. So we got our power cable plugged in, got our HDMI cable plugged in, and we got to flip the power switch. And then once we do that, we get this red light at the front, which means it's ready to turn on. Let me go ahead and just fix this so it looks a little bit better. And as you can tell down here, I have my controller. Unfortunately, it's not a first-party controller because that one ran out of battery, and I'm not sure where my charging cord is, so I'm just using this third-party controller. And while I was plugging it in, I actually noticed that I'm pretty sure these holes down here are not ventilation holes. I think that's where there used to be like a silver trim at the bottom, because I kind of remember that from other PS3s I've looked at before. So that's another thing to point out. It's kind of disappointing, but I guess I can't expect too much from a $51 backwards compatible PS3. But basically what I'm going to be doing is putting in a PS1 game, a PS2 game, and a PS3 game, and just making sure they work, making sure this thing's backwards compatible. And yeah, I think those are the biggest things to test out. So let's go ahead and turn this thing on, the moment of truth, make sure it actually works. It's turning green. I can hear the fan booting up. Alright, so it finally popped up on the screen, and it's kind of a weird aspect ratio. Hopefully that fixes itself. Oh, gotta press the button on the controller, press English and some other stuff. Alright, so now it's updating to HDMI. Yes, of course. Sure, why not? I don't really care about the time right now. Let's just go ahead. Yep. Good enough. At least on the PS3, you don't have to do a bunch of setup like you have to do on the new consoles where you have to download updates and stuff. Alright, so let me finally cancel the network connection, and now we should have our actual home screen. There we go. So there we go. That's a nice home screen right there. PS3. This is one of the first home screens I encountered that actually had like a legit home screen where you could do different stuff. I remember back in the day, like PS2, PS1, your only options were to look at your memory and play your game. But this one has like an internet browser and you can play music and all this kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and put the PS1 game in first. So this should definitely work. I'm pretty sure. Ooh, that was a little that was a little rough going in there. I'm pretty sure PS1 games work on all PS3 consoles, or most of them, I think. I think that was just a feature of the PS3 for whatever reason. Sure. So it does look like they recognize the disc. Oh, there we go. I have to create an internal memory card for whatever reason. Blah, blah, blah. Now let's see if this thing works. Alright, and there it is, guys. It is booting up, fortunately. This thing it's not too loud yet. I can hear the fan spinning. Oh, and if you notice, the blue dot right there is when you have a disc in. But there we go. So the game is working. That's all I need to see. I just need to see that this game is working. That's a good sign to start out with. Let's go ahead and quit the game. Eject it. That disc slot is a little bit rough. I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so we got a PS2 game. Now this is basically a brand new PS2 game that I bought like a couple years ago and played one time. So it shouldn't have any scratches or anything. I do have a bunch of other PS2 games that have scratches and might be kind of sketchy on playing games, but this one should be good to go. It's probably I think it's gonna make me create another memory card like it did for the PS1. Alright. Whoa, wait a second. What? This model of the PS3 system is not compatible with the PlayStation 2 format software. Hold up. Dude, the listing literally said 60GB console. I'm like 95% sure every 60GB console, I'm pretty sure there was only one 60GB console and it was backwards compatible. Is this a joke? Or... Alright, let's, okay, I'm gonna try to figure that out in a minute. Let me go ahead and just make sure the PS3 game works first. And then we'll get to, we'll get to this nonsense. Dude. What in the world? Something like this always happens. This is literally a 60GB console. All those consoles are backwards compatible. There it is, like, PS3 game works fine. I just need to see it load up real quick. Alright, so here it is, guys. PS3 game works fine. Let's just go ahead and go back to our main menu. Alright, guys, so I just pressed quit on the game. It was getting a little loud. My volume was a little loud for that game. Alright, so we got the disc out now. And let's get back to this PS2 game real quick. So I'm going to try to put that in one more time. And I swear, I don't even know what to think about because this console is supposed to be backwards compatible. Like, it fits the criteria. It's a fat OG console and it's 60GB. And I'm like 95% sure the 60GB console plays backwards compatible games or PS2 games, but that's saying no. Dude, what in the world? Oh, the only thing I can think of, this dude, what if he did a switcheroo? Alright, so what if, you see how this hard drive is just like sticking out of here? No cover or anything. What if the dude just got a fat PS3, like, I don't know, maybe a 20GB, a 40GB. I think those two were not backwards compatible. What if he grabbed one of those, got a 60GB hard drive, stuck it in there, and then called it a 60 gig hard drive, or called it a 60 gigabyte PS3 just so people would think it's the backwards compatible version, but then it's not. Dude. I think we can identify this from, there should be a model number somewhere. Maybe it's in, should be over here somewhere, maybe system settings. Yep. System name. Alright, where are you at? It's gotta be on here somewhere. System information, maybe. 4.82. It's definitely a 60 gig hard drive because it's got 55 available after you take away a bunch of space for PS3 stuff. Maybe this screen right here. Nope. There's got to be a screen somewhere on here that shows me the number. Maybe. Well, I'm not seeing it. Maybe it's somewhere on the console. Let's take a look. All right, so I'm over the console. Obviously, it's nowhere on the front. Definitely not on that side. This side is just the dang hard drive with no cover. Yeah, nothing on this side. All right, so on the back we have, if I can focus on this thing, we have serial. Oh, I think that's it. A bunch of numbers and CECHP01. P01. I don't recognize P01. Hold up, I'm gonna come back in a minute after I look up what the backwards compatible serial number is. Alright guys, so I just looked up what the backwards compatible serial number is, and it is CECHA01. So this dude pulled a switcheroo on me. He gave me a console that wasn't a 60 gig, and then put a 60 gig hard drive in it, and then called it a 60 gig PS3 so people would think it was backwards compatible. You gotta be kidding me. No wonder it was only 51 bucks. Dude, I gotta vet these things better on eBay. This always happens, dude. This is classic eBay. I don't know what's worse, eBay or GameStop. That's not a good day. At least it was only 51 bucks, I guess. Alright, so thanks for watching, guys. Unfortunately, that did not go the way I was expecting. I was hoping I could play some PS2 games on here. I guess it still plays PS1 games, and I guess at least I'm only out 51 bucks. Could have been a lot worse, I guess. I'm gonna have to send this guy a message on eBay. That was a little sad. But thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day.